Hello, I'm Rick Flowers, head golf professional here at Rocky Gap Lodge and Golf Resort in Flintstone, Maryland. We're here to discuss putting today here with Sally. She's found herself about 15 feet from the hole, and what we're going to try to do is get this golf ball to go in there using just one of the simplest of strokes. Very small stroke. We want to make sure that the golf club, the face of the golf club, which is right here, we want to make sure that it's aligned properly. Usually you can see that her golf club here has these two white discs on it. When she lays that down there, it actually makes itself into what appears to be a sleeve of golf balls. That helps her line it up. It's a good alignment tool. Some of your putters will obviously have a line on them of some sight line, some visual aid. What we're looking to do is get this ball rolling nicely along the ground with enough pace to make itself to drop gently in the hole. If it were to just slightly miss, maybe it would only roll a foot and a half by at the most. So that's about the pace you're trying to hit the ball. We're trying to make sure that the golf ball does get to the hole at least. Sometimes when you have a body of water, the green will tend to have a favoring slope to it. This one does as well. It breaks towards the water. And Sally's going to putt here. She'll probably line this ball a little bit out to the left, or a little bit out to the right, because it's going to probably break to the left a little bit. So she'll make sure that the putter is aimed somewhere in the neighborhood this area right out in here. She'll pick a spot. Actually, we're lined up at this area here. That's the area that we're going to line up to. What we'll do before we take this stroke is we're going to walk back here together. As I look down here, what I'm going to do is select a spot maybe a foot or so, 6 inches or so in front of our golf ball here that we're going to hit. Maybe a little dot or a little marking on the green. And it's a lot easier to align our putter just to that little spot right here. So we'll line up to say this little piece of grass right there. Set the putter to that. So we set the putter, then we set ourselves. So we walk in, pick out our spot from behind. Once we have that, we'll set the putter down, lining it perpendicular to the target line. Then we'll set ourselves. What I'll do is I'll put my feet very close together and make sure that my hips, feet, knees, and shoulders are all in perfect alignment. And what I'll do is take my feet apart so that the golf ball is just slightly ahead of my sternum, but the putter itself is directly in front of my sternum. That's how you align it. One of the things you'll want to do is there's a grip out that most professionals use. It's called the reverse overlap grip. I'd say 95% of all touring professionals and golf professionals worldwide use it. Rather than a regular grip that you'd use on a circular cross-section grip, what you're going to do is on the putting grip, you're actually going to, instead of holding it like this or interlocking, which are the two most common grips that you'll find on the touring professionals, all we're going to do is take these grips actually allow for the club head to release or square back up and actually rotate through impact. What we're going to try to do with a putting grip is, since the golf club is not going to rotate through as much, we're going to put the forefinger over the pinky rather than the pinky over the forefinger. So it's called a reverse overlap grip. That keeps your left wrist from breaking down as much, and you hit the ball relatively solid. The back of my hand, the putter face, should be relatively in the same alignment. So if you look at my hand here, the back of my hand, my putter face, it's going to be looking in the same direction. So I align the back of my hand to my target. My target is not always the hole. My target's sometimes away from the hole because the green's break. So put my hand here, it looks in the same direction as my putter face. And now I have my grip set. Last thing I want to talk about is posture, where you should stand with the golf ball. Like your knees flex just a little bit, your hips back, so that you have some room to swing your arms. A lot of players get in here and they're bunched up and they can't swing their arms. So you want to make sure that the hips are back, knees are flexed, so your arms have some ability to swing freely. It's just a shoulder stroke more than anything. You don't get your wrists involved at all. We don't want the club face to be flapping around with our wrists. So it's very solid. My eyes are directly over the golf ball. So if I were to put a ball on the bridge of my nose just like this and look goofy, and I were to drop it, right on top of that golf ball. So, alignment, proper grip, proper posture, and I'm ready to make the stroke. Once I do that, it's just a very small movement of my shoulders, just kind of rocking back and forth. All right, now we've brought Sally in here to demonstrate for us and see if she can execute what we're trying to do. Remember that the golf ball is probably going to turn to the left a little bit because we have that body of water over to our left. So you've set up nicely with your reverse overlap grip. Your eyes are over the golf ball. The golf club is in the center of your body, which is really good. You've created a nice, you okay there? Created a nice V with your arms. Your alignment's very good, you can see. So all you lacked there was a little bit of pace. So we've looked at the green, we've made a decision on what the ball's going to do. What I like to do is pretend if I were going to throw a big bucket of water on the green, which way would the water flow? And that kind of gives me an idea. If I can see that, then I can have a vision of what the ball's going to do. So she's made her decision on where she's going to align. She's picked out an intermediate target right in front of her. She's set her hands on the golf club very nice. She's set her posture nice, and she's aiming right, correctly. Perfect. That concludes putting here at Rocky Gap. I'm Rick Flowers, head golf professional at the resort. Hopefully we can be of service to you in the future.